Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Drew Barrymore interview with Meghan Markle. First things first is that Meghan Markle only came onto this show to talk about herself, her brands, ARO, as ever, with Love Meghan. She wanted to talk about herself and these brands, and it's pretty evident that Drew Barrymore, with her own style, with her own show, redirected her to talk about other things, such as her husband, Harry, their relationship, and their kids. I mean, I don't think the kids exist, but it is self-evident that this isn't the way that Meghan Markle thought that the show would be going, and that she was quite annoyed having to deal with these intrusive questions, because nothing could ever be out there and self-concrete, and she doesn't want to talk about it. She just wants to talk about her topics, and she sees the rest as a challenge. This couldn't be more true than in the second scene, where Drew Barrymore shares with her a personal memory of her as a child seeing Princess Diana, and Meghan can't think to do anything with this information than completely write it off and not even pretend to care. And my thing is that we know that Meghan has had an obsession with the royal family in the past. And we know, I mean, just last week, Meghan was wearing the purple Northwestern hoodie that is a direct copy and impersonation of Diana. So for her to completely turn her back in this interview of a picture of Diana is very, very strange. So what is the cause of it? That is what I've been asking myself, because not only does this interview answer a lot of questions, it also causes a lot of things to be questioned, such as how can Meghan Markle both want to impersonate Princess Diana, but then also resents her and is disrespectful to her memory. This couldn't be more evident than in the example that I just mentioned, where Meghan Markle is in her Instagram story showing herself wearing the Northwestern hoodie, and then also in the description merching it, saying you can buy this at this link, and then she gets a profit of that portion of that profit. As for the actual interview, I kind of spoke on it before, but it's exactly what I think. I think that Meghan Markle is challenged by the topic of Diana being introduced. And because of this, she has to direct the attention back onto herself, because she is a narcissist. So she brings up immediately, oh, I will show this to H. H is her husband. She is directing the attention back onto her, both indirectly and very directly. She completely shuts down the conversation in this personal memory, which is not a normal thing to do, and it comes off as super impersonal. As for in the greater sense, why does Meghan Markle resent Princess Diana? I think this is very core to her character, because she wants to be Diana. Because in a way, Diana is everything that she is not. Diana was in position to be the queen. Diana was a very rebellious but likable character. She might have been controversial at times, but there was never a point at which she faced such vicious public backlash, and for good reason, because Meghan Markle has done a bunch of things to deserve it. But of course, she doesn't see it that way. She sees Princess Diana as this untouchable figure, and this icon that she can never be, specifically and especially with Meghan wanting to create a memoir, a biography of the divorce. Because as we know, Princess Diana was a public divorcee, and she got a lot of public support when she was divorced and when she became a single woman. She kept her influence. Versus Meghan Markle, she's terrified that if she does not rebrand with the with Love Meghan show or her countless brands, that if Harry ever decides to divorce her, which will never happen, but without him, she is the subject of ridicule. And even above that, which is even worse to the narcissist, is the subject of just being ignored, which she cannot fathom. She wants this fame and she wants this influence, and she needs Harry to get that. And that is why, or many of the reasons why, she resents Diana, is because she can never be as liked as her. And it's so disappointing to me because Meghan Markle, in the beginning, the British people specifically, they loved her. They wanted to love her. And then American people wanted to love her. People want to like her. But she is incapable of being liked. Either because of her behavior or what. Maybe it's also because of her controversy. She is unable to keep herself out of the newspaper headlines, like I've said before. And this causes her to be extremely controversial. Even in this interview that Meghan Markle did with Drew Barrymore, now Drew Barrymore is cancelled, which I could just put in here, which is that. Why did Drew Barrymore have Meghan Markle on her show if it would cause controversy and end up in her being cancelled, or like semi-cancelled, of course? This is because, or at least what I've heard, is that they have the same agent, and as a result, Drew Barrymore was told to take one for the team and to allow Meghan Markle to come on her show and have this public press piece to bring back positive traction with a new audience, and it completely blew up because everybody hates her. And another of the questions is, why does Meghan Markle impersonate Diana? The most popular theory is that she does it to manipulate Harry because Harry has mommy issues. A great example of this is Meghan Markle specifically wearing Princess Diana's perfume and using phrases and doing outfits and everything to not only manipulate Harry, but to manipulate us, the audience, and also to manipulate her views as being a mother. She often recreates photographs of her and her supposed kids, and of her and Harry and stuff like that, to make it seem like she's this, again, icon or idealized version of a down-to-earth mother that she is not. And evidently this worked, because as a narcissist, Meghan has to steal personalities, experiences, memories, and she does this to multiple people, Diana being the most evident. But this has worked in her favor, and the fact that it has manipulated Harry successfully. And what I heard was an experience where Harry was going around to the royal family and being like, doesn't Meghan Markle remind you of Diana? He seems to think that Meghan shares all of the positive traits that Diana had, and obviously we know that's not true. And evidently he is coming to realize that the truth. Out of all of the things that Meghan Markle has ever done, I think this is the most notorious, is the manipulation of Harry, who has evident mommy issues.